Nothing needs to happen. Life doesn't need to pan out in any particular way. And the fear says that it does. It says that it must. Because the fear is rooted in a belief of separation, a belief of being limited and in a dire situation. And it doesn't even matter if that story is unfolding. Ironically, the narrative that says it does matter what happens. Life does have to pan out in a particular way. If that narrative is happening, it doesn't even need to change. Equally, if that narrative isn't happening, if there's just an acceptance of what is as it is, that doesn't need to change. Consider eternity. What does it matter? What happens? Phenomena comes and goes. We impose our interpretations upon it about how it is, what value it has. And then it's all new. The appearances of reality are constantly replacing themselves. None of it's permanent. And you might say, well, that's a nihilistic viewpoint, as if that's the worst thing in the world. Well, nihilism is absolute meaninglessness. And so it can't be a negative thing, because if you're interpreting something as being negative, then that's a meaning. It's a negative meaning. So at that point, you're not talking about nihilism. Nihilism can't be good or bad. It just is. So whatever disgruntlement you may have with nihilism, it's not about nihilism. It's about your interpretation of the implications of things not mattering, which is full of meaning. Nihilism offers the freedom for any subjective meaning to appear. The difference is it's just not an absolute meaning. And so subjective meanings come and go, and reality has no real preference for how it pans out. And that's absolute freedom from any constraints. We look for meaning because we look for something to hold on to. And this happens whenever we feel separate and unstable. We're looking for a solid ground to stand on. And the whole search for a solid ground to stand on is based on the fear of falling. But falling is only a scary thing if there's a ground to land on. As soon as you realize there is no ground, falling eternally turns into not falling at all. You find that you're not actually going anywhere. If there's no point A of where you are and point B of a ground to land on, you're not moving. And so this is unlimited beingness, appearing as everything, and yet going nowhere. Nothing's really happening. So it doesn't matter how it pans out. And it also doesn't matter if there's a subjective interpretation that it matters. That's included. And this is absolute freedom. It's a freedom that truly can't be taken away. You can overlook it. You can think that you're limited, that you're constrained, but the freedom is always there. It's so free, it has the potential to appear as any interpretation that you give it.